I'm glad to announce that Honorable Vice President Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu ji is with us. Namaskar and welcome our respected guest Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu ji. Thank you, sir, for joining us. And I welcome Mrs. Ujjwala Singhania ji, President Flo, who is our guest of honor. On behalf of Chairperson Uma Chigurupati and her committee, I, Honorary Secretary Radhika Agarwal, extends a warm welcome to all the guests, special invitees, respected past chairs, and my Flo friends. India, a country that is the epitome of beauty, grace, culture, and the richness of life. A country that has gone through years of hardship but came out stronger than ever. A country that has always stood tall. A country that I'm proud to call my nation. Our country never falters. Our country never fails us. It is our home, our safe place. And the reason we feel so safe in our homes is only because of the relentless service of our armed forces. Every day of their lives, they dedicate to our nation, to its safety and comfort. What can we even say to commemorate these heroes? Will a thank you ever be enough? Today, taking inspiration from the words of our Honorable Prime Minister, we are honoring and celebrating 75 years of India's freedom in form of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav to honor the exceptional heroism and our armed forces. This is our very first event, and I'm glad to be starting out on this note. We also have with us three esteemed guests from our armed forces. Wing Commander Asha Vashist from Air Force, Captain Shalini Singh from Army, and Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi from Navy. Their service has been exemplary and their courage extremely inspiring. Let's start this up by salutation to our national flag.
Excuse me, please.
I would like to invite past Chairperson Usharani Manne to introduce Chairperson Uma Chigurupati.
Namaste. Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Venkaiah Naidu Garu, National President FICCI Flo Ujjwala Singhania, our guest speakers, Wing Commander Asha, Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi, Captain Shalini Singh, past states, dear members, and viewers. In the 2 years over which I have known Uma very closely, her spirit of patriotism and philanthropy and her commitment to a healthy lifestyle have stood out sharply. She always steps forward and first to help people in need and move those around her to adopt wellness as a way of life. A postgraduate gold medalist in soil microbiology, Uma is the co-promoter and executive director of Granules India, a pharmaceutical company which has its presence in more than 70 countries. She is also a winemaker and owns a boutique winery, Christmas Estates. Uma previously served as the chairperson of Hyderabad 10K Foundation, which was responsible for organizing 10K runs and marathons in the city. She has been the chairperson of Ikebana International Hyderabad chapter. Skill development of rural youth in the pharma sector is a mission very close to her heart, and she is actively involved in the CSR activities of Granules India. As an extreme marathon runner, Uma has completed runs in places like Antarctica and North Pole and holds 2 Guinness World Records for marathon running, along with her husband Sri Krishna Prasad Chigurupati. As she embarks on her year as Chairperson FICCI Flow Hyderabad for 2021-22, I wish Uma Chigurupati and her team all the very best for their tenure. I'm sure better times are just round the corner, and under her able leadership, the team will do a wonderful, wonderful job in keeping the chapter's flag flying high. Thank you so much.
You are on mute, Radhika.
Thank you, Usharani Manne, for such a wonderful introduction of our chairperson, Uma Chigurupati. Now, I would like to invite our chairperson, Uma Chigurupati, to share her vision with us.
Namaste. Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu Garu, FICCI Flow President, Ms. Ujjwala Singhania, guest speakers from 3 armed forces, Wing Commander Asha Vashist, Captain Shalini Singh, Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi, distinguished guests, Flow Fraternity, and dear friends. I am greatly honored to have the opportunity to address this esteemed gathering today. I would like to thank our Honorable Vice President for accepting our invitation and to grace the function. I am very happy to start my tenure as the chairperson of Flow Hyderabad in the middle of this August gathering. Very proud to say that we are starting our year with the program aligned with the commemoration of 75 years of Indian independence. It was planned as a physical event and due to the current scenario changed into a virtual mode. I would like to share a small presentation about my vision for this year. Before I go ahead, I would like to thank all the past chairs for their belief in me. We start the year with the statement, "Together we can." We all know that alone we are powerless, but together, chance of being heard, promote change, fight for our beliefs, and we can make things happen. I personally feel that the basic requirement to be successful in life is to have courage, to think, to imagine, or even to dream big. One has to have courage. For my personal experience, I can say that either the business decisions we had taken or the extreme marathons my husband and myself ran was out of courage and it worked for us. Courage coupled with hard work, you build capability. With these two qualities, a person will be unstoppable. I believe that when going ahead in life, one has to take people along with us, and it's very important. A compassionate you will be able to do that. Hence, my mission statement is, together we can, with courage, capability, and compassion. This is a journey of powering through learning, along with empowering the fellow humans, especially women. Vision for this year is creating sustainable livelihood through vocational training and skill development. I choose the main initiative for this year as health and wellness, which is more apt for the current situation. We have started the initiative by organizing a health walk with the slogan Health and Fitness in a Responsible Way with strict COVID guidelines. The perspective of year has 4 verticals: speaker sessions, learning modules, initiatives, and events and conclaves. For the speaker sessions, we used to have people with inspirational and motivational stories. And the learning modules comprise of interactive learning programs and workshops, which will help in personal growth, both in the business and in personality development. Then comes initiatives, the essence of empowering. Health and wellness has conclaves, health camps, and other health initiatives. Outreach programs is to create sustainable livelihood by providing vocational training and skill development, adapting few villages in a mandal where the primary objective would be focus on primary education and stress on personal hygiene and counseling. To do our best in the present situation, we have started a COVID care cell also. Empowerment is the white collar force by providing mentorship and incubation services. Handlooms and handicrafts is to revive certain arts and help the artisans. As I mentioned earlier, our country is celebrating 75th year of independence, and in this contest, we have some programs, events, and initiatives. I can proudly say that today's program is the first one in the series, and I'm sure every one of us will be filled with patriotic fervor by the end of this program. Finally, this is the time to introduce my team. The core committee consists of Shubhra Maheshwari, Senior Vice Chair, Ritu Shah, Vice Chair, Radhika Usharani Manne, Immediate Past Chair, Radhika Agarwal, Honorary Secretary, Sujita Chittiala, Treasurer, Gunjan Sindhi, Joint Treasurer, and Sarika Burgu, Joint Treasurer. Sorry, Gunjan Sindhi is the Joint Secretary and Sarika Burgu is the Joint Treasurer. These are my EC heads and members. Due to the dearth of time, I am unable to introduce the rest of the committee. With the guidance of past chairs and with the support of my dynamic team, I am sure we will have a wonderful and eventful year ahead. I thank the Honorable Vice President once again for his graceful presence here. Thank you, Floor President Ujjwala Singhania, and a heartful welcome to the guest speakers. Thank you so much. And now may I request Floor President Ms. Ujjwala Singhania to deliver her address, please.
And Namaskar. Chief guest, Honorable Vice President of India, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu ji. Thank you for being with us today. We feel deeply honored by your presence, which has made this event even more momentous. Guest speakers, Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi, Wing Commander Asha Vashist, Captain Shalini Singh, past presidents of FLOW, Hyderabad Chapter Chairperson Uma Chigurupati, FLOW Hyderabad, past chairperson and members, greetings to all present here. I am delighted to be here with you, FLOW Hyderabad Chapter, and to attend your first event as the 38th National President of FICCI Ladies Organization. This occasion is more dear to my heart as it is in line with our national initiative to celebrate the 75 years of Indian independence. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Chairperson Uma on taking charge of such a vibrant and highly energetic chapter. Through this Vande Mataram event, Uma and her team have curated an exceptionally good program to start our Azadi ki Amrit Mahotsav celebrations. Today, we pay homage to the incredible women of India, the giants on whose shoulders we are perched and who fought so that we could enjoy our rights and liberties. The vision of FICCI Flow is in the spirit of progressing that legacy of changing lives by promoting economic empowerment and equal opportunity for women. Continuing On this thought, my vision as a president flow is industry, trade, and innovation, where we will promote greater participation of women in India's industrial growth, especially with the Atma Nirbhar Bharat Abhiyan by the government. It is an honor for Flow to launch its 18th chapter at Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh next month. Sir, we need all the possible support from you and the Government of India to further the cause and promote women empowerment. Thank you to our Vice President, Mr. Naidu, and our guest speakers for being here today and making this event so special for us. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Ujjwala. Thank you so much. This is the time to invite our Honorable Vice President to deliver his message. For a person of his stature, does not require any introduction, but it is my privilege to say a few words about him. Shri Muppavarapu Venkaiah Naidu Garu, Vice President of India and the Chairman of the Rajya Sabha, is a great orator. He can speak 22 languages and author of several books. He served as the Minister of Housing and Urban Poverty Alleviation, Urban Development, Information and Broadcasting, Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs, and Minister of Rural Affairs. Whatever post he has taken up, he always brought a lot of dignity and importance to the seat. He has always been a people's person through his public endeavors ever since the age of 23. A person who is who is global in spirit and Indian at heart. He always stresses on three things: that a person should never forget mother tongue, motherland, and mother's love. Let us not forget to mention authentic home cooked food also. A great proponent of Indian culture, heritage, and values. Sir, once again, I thank from bottom of my heart for being here today. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Namaskar. Thank you, Uma, for that introduction, but I am not capable of speaking 22 languages. I promote 22 languages, and some of them, of course, I understand. Because I feel that everyone must always promote, propagate, protect their mother tongue, that is our Indian languages, our place of our origin. It's Ujjwala Singhania. This is Ujjwala Singhania, president of this organization. This is Asha Vashist, wing commander in Air Force. This is Vartika Joshi, lieutenant commander, Indian Navy. This is Shalini Singh, retired captain, Indian Army. Srimati Indira Dutt, and the past president of the FLOW Hyderabad chapter, members of FICCI ladies organization Hyderabad chapter, distinguished guests and others who are all joining this program virtually. I would have been more than happy to be physically present, meet you, greet you, talk to you, spend time along with you. You all know the reality because of the pandemic situation, we are not able to have a physical program. We were hoping that situation will improve. Of course, it has improved earlier, but again, there are problems. Now I am confident that we will be able to overcome this at an early date. Because I always feel you cannot replace actual by virtual. Virtual is virtual, actual is actual. So as of now, this virtual has become an actual situation. But whatever it is, it gives me great pleasure to address you today through the virtual mode at this event organized by the FICCI Ladies Organization. What do you call it as FLOW, Hyderabad chapter. It is heartening to note that FLOW has taken inspiration from Prime Minister Narendra Bhai Modi's initiative to commemorate the 75th anniversary of our independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. I am pleased to learn that FLOW, the women's wing of the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, represents over 8,000 women entrepreneurs and professionals and has been promoting entrepreneurship and professional excellence among women through a host of capacity building programs. I would like to take this opportunity to commend the FLOW for their exceptional efforts. My dear sisters and others who are all joining this program, it's really very interesting that we have 3 guest speakers from the armed forces. I hardly need to remind you that as a nation, though we are currently passing through testing times, but we have a great future. So we are trying to fight this, and we continue to vaccinate millions of people in a massive nationwide drive. I'm certain that we will tide over this difficult phase and emerge strongly. Women have been in the front line of the battle against COVID-19, working tirelessly with a selfless dedication, be they doctors, nurses, paramedical staff, sanitary workers, Asha workers, or police women, to name a few categories. I would like to acknowledge the presence of 3 exceptional women from the armed forces among us today. Lieutenant Commander Vartika, Joshi of the Indian Navy, Captain Shalini Singh, a proud Indian Army veteran, and Wing Commander Asha Vashist of the Indian Air Force. They serve as a role model and are an inspiration to young girls around the country. I take pride in saluting them. I don't hesitate because they are doing a great job. These women are no exceptions. Since time immemorial, India has produced powerful women who have gone down in the annals of history as heroes of their time. From Rani Jhansi Bhai to Savitri Bhai Phule to Janaki Ammal, many committed women leaders built the foundation for modern India. They continue to empower future generations of women. My dear friends, from being shunted and limited to the margins of economy, women everywhere are finding their rightful place today, the center stage of our socio-economic life, in workplaces, even politics and education. They need to be further encouraged. The inherent benefits of having substantial female representation in industry are becoming increasingly evident to business too, as they reach out to harness women's unexplored potential in our country. Companies today have a deeper insight into the long-term benefits of an inclusive work culture. We must identify the issues that are stopping our women in realizing their full potential as growth leaders and empowering our economy forward. Only by deconstructing what is hindering women at our workplaces will be able to empower them. We can gain a better understanding by studying this problem from the presence of 3 R's: representation, remuneration, and roles. Speaking of representation, we often gloss over the fact that we have an important demographic dividend we can unlock. Our female labor force participation rate as a PR is around 20% and has not kept pace with our accelerating economy over the years. The pandemic has further deepened employment inequalities between genders. We need to work on this. I call upon the industry to draw the best out of this huge talent pool. Women-led industrial workforce can drive growth at a rapid pace. It is therefore important that we unlock our gender dividend. Unlock. Remuneration remains a pertinent issue for the woman in the workplace. Equal pay for equal work continues to be a basic demand that is still unfulfilled even in the most developed countries and in the highest strata of the corporate world. The Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report 2020 refers to a pay disparity of around 15% even in advanced economies and points out that no country has achieved gender parity wages yet. India needs to lead the way in this regard. Thirdly, we need to correct the issue of roles played by women at work if we want them to be our growth leaders. It is well known that women are underrepresented in the formal sector compared to the informal sector. Even in the formal sector, the issue of breaking barriers does not stop at the lowest ranks. The glass ceiling stretches to the very top. Women CEOs and board members are few, far between even in the Fortune 500 companies. There are just about 35 women CEOs. It is heartening to see many successful women entrepreneurs and professionals in this forum, which in itself is an important marker of women's empowerment. Friends, India has also shown the way to the developed world by bringing the Maternity Benefits Act in 2017. Significantly, this progressive legislation increased the paid maternity leave from 12 weeks to 26 weeks and has helped mitigate the gender pay gap that is found in working women who go through motherhood and child care. Another key point worth mentioning is that women today, more than ever before, have gone against the grain of male-dominated societies and cultures. Year after year, confident, courageous, intelligent, and heroic women from all over the country makes a mark with their accomplishments in diverse fields. I often point out that in any convocation ceremony I attend, I find more girl medalists than boys. This is indeed a welcome trend. Even in medical, engineering, agriculture, whatever course it is, when I go there for convocation and award degrees, they normally prefer me to give medals and felicitate first rank holders because of time constraint. But I find 65 to 70% are girls, women. This is a very positive and heartening trend. As per the report on Women in Business 2021 by Grant Thornton, India ranks third in the world for women working in senior management positions. The same report states that the percentage of women in senior management for India stood at 39% against the global average of 31%, which signals the changing outlook of Indian business towards working women. All these are positive tidings for Indian economy in the years to come. My dear sisters and My friends, going forward, we must adopt a holistic and comprehensive strategy to enable women to become our growth leaders. Firstly, we must educate our girl child on parity with our boys. Girls in school are performing better than boys, but there is a gap in their enrollment in higher education. The situation has to be corrected. The pandemic has also had a disproportionate impact on girl child's education. We need to correct these disparities in a mission mode. Secondly, we must enlighten our girls and women on what rightfully is due to them from their family, community, and government. They should have the confidence to demand all the entitlements and an equal stake in our society. I always feel that women must be given an equal right in property. If they are economically empowered, then they will be more confident. They will be independent. They will be able to take decisions and also lead the family. Because as we often say, that if you educate a man, you are educating a person. If you are educating a woman, you are educating a family. And if you empower the woman, they will be more confident to take care of the children also. That is a natural thing that we should have done long back. Some of the states have done it, but we need to go a long way. Politically, we need to introduce adequate representation for women in state legislature and the parliament. We do not have enough representation of women, even in parliament or legislature. So there is a need for the reservation for some time to make them also participate in the affairs of the nation. Socially, we need to ensure that women do not face any kind of harassment or discrimination, and a stringent action should be taken against those committing atrocities against women. Together, educate, enlighten, and empower. This should be the mantra for us to let women lead our country to its rightful place. I would like to congratulate Flow President Srimati Ujjwala Singhania on taking the reins of such a dynamic organization for which to works to empower women from all walks of life. My dear friends, some people often say, no, our tradition is that women, they should take care of the house. Why? They should take care of the country. They should take care of the state. They should take care of organization. They are also equally capable. If you provide them an opportunity, they will prove second to none. This has been proved by experience so far in every field. We have excellent speakers in parliament. We have excellent administrators also. Even our mythology, our Puranas, I often say, to impress upon some people who wrongly argue that our society was entirely different at all. It's not the case. Maitreyi, Gargeyi, they were there in the forefront, even in the Vedic period, to give pravachan to the people. In this country, women were always given importance. I often say, you take the names of rivers, most of them are named after women. Even take the gods also. Goddesses, Saraswati takes care of education. Durga takes care of defense. Lakshmi takes care of finance. Even if you believe in Puranas, this is the situation. So keeping that in mind, the present generation needs to be encouraged. As I told you, the three-line mantra, educating the girl child is very important. And then enlightening them about their rights and responsibilities and duties. And then empowering them. That is very much necessary because we are a country. And with the society, we have 50%. for a woman in any society. How can you ignore 50% and take care of the remaining 50% only? Gone about those days of the years. Now the change is coming, should come fast. If you encourage them, as I told you, they will try. They will move forward. They will take the society forward. We are all seeing the women's self-help groups, how they're getting organized, how they're getting empowered. We are also seeing the CEOs, even in the companies, wherever an opportunity comes, how they're there in the forefront. So, my dear, not only sisters and friends, but also the brethren who are all watching this program, it is our bounden duty as a civilization which has thousands of years of our past. It is our duty to see that we encourage our family members, particularly girls, get education, including higher education, and also professional education, and also encourage them to take care of responsibilities in every domain of public life. I would like to extend my heartiest congratulations to Chairperson Srimati Chigurupati, who assumed charge of the Flow Hyderabad chapter, timely focus on health and wellness. Uma, you have energy, you have experience, you have expertise also, all under added to that your enthusiasm. Sure, you'll be able to take this organization forward and then stand as an inspiration to others who are all working as your teammates. God bless you. God bless all the team members. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. Your inspiring words. The three mantra, educate, enlighten, and empower girls. You are always a big proponent of women equality. Very encouraging, sir. Thank you so much once again. Over to you, Radhika.
Yes. We would like to announce virtual felicitation of our guests with mementos handmade in Bidri craft, one of the handicrafts which we are promoting as our initiative. Virtual felicitation of Honorable Vice President Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu ji by President Flo Ujjwala Singhania ji and Chapter Chairperson Uma Chigurupati. Presentation of memento. Presentation of memento by Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu ji to Flow President Ujjwala Singhania ji. And presentation of memento by Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu ji to our guest speakers, Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi from Navy, Captain Shalini Singh from Army, and Wing Commander Asha Vashist from Air Force. For all the good works that our guests have been doing, we would like to express our gratitude to them. And on behalf of them, we are glad to make a small donation of vaccinating 5 people. Thank you so much, Honorable Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu ji, for joining us today and sharing your thoughts on the current situation and saying such encouraging words for women empowerment. Thank you very much. Now, I would like to invite Social Media Head Ananda for introduction of Wing Commander Asha Vashist.
Thank you, Radhika. I deem it my honor to present A brief profile of Wing Commander Asha Vashist. Wing Commander Asha Vashist was commissioned in the administrative branch of the Indian Air Force on 20th June 1998. An accomplished administrator, Wing Commander Vashist has learned the ropes through experience gained from varied portfolios and positions held across the Indian Air Force in a career spanning more than 2.5 decades. She specializes in special services and has been associated with multiple projects in the Indian Air Force. She has also been the coordinating officer for the Air Force Day Parade at the Air Force Station, Hindan. Apart from being a thorough professional, Wing Commander Asha is an avid adventure sports person. She has been a part of the Air Headquarter Adventure Cell and has about 60 jumps to her credit. She's also a microlight pilot with about 40 hours of flying. She's also a marathon runner and a skier. She's currently posted at the Air Force Academy, Dunega. Welcome. May I now invite Gunjan Sindhi, our Joint Secretary, to please introduce Captain Shalini Singh.
Namaskar and a very warm welcome. When going gets tough, the tough get going. That is Shalini Singh, a distinguished veteran and an accomplished officer of the Indian Army. She started her life from a humble beginning and despite her personal loss, has achieved a lot in a short span of time. She had been an active member in the Indian Army, contributing in campaigns like Do You Have It in You? After a short and stellar career in the Army, Shalini moved to the corporate world and made a name for herself by training soft skills to various organizations and Army Wives Welfare Association. She has been bestowed with many awards and citations like the Visionary Woman of Courage Award and many more of her exemplary work during her tenure with the Indian Army. She has also contributed to the society by regularly speaking at different forums like training academies, welfare associations, and many corporate events to share her experience and inculcate character building like courage, focus, and positive mindset. Mrs. Shalini Singh, a dynamic personality, will share her thoughts with us today. Jai Hind. Devika will now introduce Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi. Over to Devika.
Welcome. Lieutenant Commander Radhika Joshi is an aerospace engineering graduate from Amity University, Noida. She joined the Indian Navy in 2010 and went on to becoming a lieutenant commander. Vartika Joshi has led the first all-women Indian crew to circumnavigate the globe on a 55-foot sailing vessel named Tarini. The journey of Shalini has been showcased in a documentary jointly made by National Geographic and the Indian Navy. She set a perfect example for the words ocean knows no gender. She continues to empower many women around the globe after successfully facing rough seas, scorching sun, biting cold, and freezing winds. Team Navika Sagar Parikrama received 3 awards: prestigious Nari Shakti Puruskar, highest civilian award. They are the first set of women officers from Indian Navy who were conferred now Sena Medal Gallantry on 15th August 2018. They also received Tenzing Norgay National Adventure Award for the year 2017. She was awarded with the Chief of the Naval Staff Commendations in 2014 and 2016. She has also been recognized as one of India's 50 most powerful change makers by India Today in 2018.
Thank you, Devika. Though they are from different armed forces, what is common in them that makes them exceptional? Is it the fact that they have their families, or is it the fact that they have rigorous training and pressure every day? Or is it just their steadfast devotion to duty, tenacity in a fight, and love and respect for their country? Them
I'll start the interviewing. I think, Radhika's connection is lost. I would like to mention a quote. Give a girl the right shoe and she will conquer the world. Our three guest speakers of today will narrate how they have done it. I invite Wing Commander Asha Vashist. Can I request the IT team to play the video? That's very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Asha, after your interaction with soil and plants via botany, now your rendezvous is with skies, adventure sports, gems, and microlighting. Can you tell us about your childhood and how you got into Air Force and your journey?
Definitely. Firstly, I would like to thank you for such a wonderful introduction and such kind words. So, National President FICCI Flow, Mrs. Ujjwala Singhania, Chairperson Mrs. Uma, organizers, and all you wonderful people out there. I believe the strength of the body is dictated by the strength of the mind. So my childhood started in Firozpur. My father was in the army, and my mother used to teach in army schools. So I changed almost 7 schools before my father retired, and we went on to Bhubaneswar. And there I remembered my dream. My dream as a child, I wanted to fly high in the sky. When I was a child, I used to tell my father, looking at an airplane, that I want to become a pilot. So because of this, I joined Air Wing NCC at Bhubaneswar. And my morning used to start at almost around 5 o'clock, where I would cycle down to the airport, and we would open the hangar door, push the glider. I would fly, come back, run to the college, finish my classes, and this continued for almost 1.5 years. So after a lot of hard work and determination, I could bag the best glider pilot trophy in Orissa. So now, because of this feat, two of us were sponsored by the state for power flying, that is flying Pushpak and Cessnas. So again, the airport became the second house for me. In fact, I was in a hostel while this was on. So I would like to just tell about a small incident. We were all there at the airport, and there was the Air Force helicopters standing there. They used to come there for flood relief, and that was almost around 1995 when Shri Biju Patnaik was the chief minister. So he saw us standing there, and he called me, and I was up in the air in that Air Force helicopter going for flood relief. So I remember Jagat Singhpur in Cuttack was inundated with water. We all got down there, distributed food supplies. And that was the time, believe you me, when I looked at those two heroes in uniform, in overalls, in fact, I wanted to join the Indian Air Force. So after that, it was there very, very clear in my mind that I wanted to be a pilot, a helicopter pilot in Air Force. So immediately within a year, we got this ad in the newspaper, men and women wanted for short service commission officers as in the flying branch. I immediately applied for it, and I got selected 5 days SSB and at Varanasi, and I got selected for it. But that little happiness was short-lived because I went for my medicals and I was 2 centimeters too short for operational flying. So, but that did not deter me because I wanted to be amidst those roaring engines. So the next opportunity was the administrative officers in the Indian Air Force, and I cleared the SSB, and I was there at the portals of the Air Force Academy. So after that, with 1 year of tough training, which was pretty taxing, however, it was on 20th June 1998, with pride, on the tarmac, I was leading a squadron to be commissioned as a flying officer. So after that, my first assignment as flying officer Asha Mishra at that time, after marriage, I changed it to Asha Vashist. So as flying officer Asha Mishra, I entered Air Force Station Agra. And Air Force Station Agra is the home of parajump instructors. So taking an inspiration from there, I applied to Air Headquarter Adventure Cell to become a part of the Air Devils team. So that is how I went on to do my jumps. And I need to tell you this because that was the first jump when I was in the aircraft. The ramp was open and we were standing at the edge of the aircraft. And I will not lie, I was scared to jump out of the aircraft at that time. But standing there, I felt that I have the strength, I am a leader, and there are men behind me. Without blinking an eyelid, the moment I was told go, I just jumped out of the aircraft. And then there was this feeling of being liberated of an achievement. So then there was no stopping. There was a team of Air Devils comprising of men and women both. At that time, we didn't have women's skydiving team, which we have now. So we would go around skydiving in a lot of occasions all over the country. So, but then I was still around those flying machines. I wanted to fly. So the Air Force gave me another opportunity, and I was fortunate enough that the CTSW Microlight, it had just finished a world record, and it was their station at Hindon. So I could fly, I could convert onto the microlight. And then my instructor, me, and two more of us, we all decided to go on a round the India trip. So we went around India for 7,600 kilometers in 19 days. And yes, the record was not the only motive. It was basically to give air experience to those small little children of all the schools. So it was something which was really, really satisfying. And apart from this adventure, actually, I am a thoroughbred administrator. So, and my specialization is basically what we call as work services. And that is basically I've been involved in planning and execution of mega projects, of new inductions, runway resurfacing, advanced landing grounds, and yes, solar power projects. So with all this experience, now the Air Force gave me another opportunity to give back what I have gained these years. So again, in 2018, I was posted as an instructor in the Air Force Academy here, where I am currently there. I'm an instructor to the administrators, the budding administrators. I also encourage them to be mentally and physically strong, as well as counsel them. So because of whatever I could achieve in this span of approximately 23 years, I was awarded commendation by Air Officer Commanding in Chief twice and commendation by Chief of the Air Staff once. So dear people, in the IAF, we have had the likes of us who have achieved something, who have tried to conquer the invincible, to achieve the impossible. We've had people like Nivedita Chaudhary, we've had Shelza Dhami, we've had Air Marshal Bandyopadhyay. So all these women have been women of substance. And I know all those people who are listening to us today, and I'm sure a lot of them would be there who have it in them. The only thing that is required is focus, and what is required is a little courage to come out with it. And Air Force, I'm honestly telling you, Indian Air Force has made me a winner. I have evolved from what I was. And Indian Air Force did not happen to me. I chose to be an air warrior.
Wonderful. Wonderful listening to you, Asha. I'll just have one or two questions to you. According to the report tabled recently in the Parliament, the Indian Air Force has the highest share of women officers among all the defense forces, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Any specific reason? Is the women representation there at all the levels?
Absolutely. We have women officers in all the branches. We have representations everywhere. In fact, I'm sure all of us are aware that we have the first Air Marshal Padmavati Bandyopadhyay, who is a flight surgeon, and she is an inspiration to many. And in fact, if you happen to walk at any Air Force station, you would see these women officers in high positions, in important appointments like the chief administrative officers. We have senior logistics officers. We also have commanding officers of EDs, equipment depots. And here at AFA itself, we have commanding officer of the hospital, who's a woman officer. So we have representation everywhere.
Great. You're so much into sports. How do you manage your time amongst all these?
Yes, it's like I feel that if you have put your mind onto something, you can definitely take out time for that. And that is what I do. So juggling between house, juggling between profession, that is most important right now. And then, before this COVID thing was not there, when the children were off to school, that is the time I would finish each and everything, work. Most of us are like that. In fact, women, they have got so much of strength and they know how to multitask. So similarly, that has been for me. I've tried to multitask. At the same time, I've tried to give time to the family. And yes, 1 hour every day for my workout, for my runs. So that is how I try and do it.
Does your family members say that you inspired them? Your daughter wants to join in Air Force?
My daughter is a die-hard fitness freak. And in fact, she challenges me now because she can hear, if you've seen those obstacles of Army, Air Force, Navy and all, we have those ropes. So she can go up and down 3 times. She can do chin-ups. And so I have to keep pace with her now to do that. So, and she wanted to be, actually, she wanted to be an astronaut. So she wanted to fly. So she says that should I do my aeronautical engineering? Should I become an astronaut? But yes, she is very much into flying and she's interested in joining the Air Force. So only time would tell. We have given her the wings. She can fly.
That's wonderful. Asha, the conversation with you is very informative and inspirational. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
So now I welcome Captain Shalini Singh. IT team, can you play the video?
From battle fatigues to business suits, standing proud and tall, in clear reflection of my name. That's me, Captain Shalini.
I represent the traditional, strong Indian woman
who handled spices as well, who fires an automatic rifle. A woman from the 21st century who believes in achieving all that she sets her mind on, whether being a senior corporate manager or a counselor for domestic violence. My husband, Major Avinash Singh Bhadaria, laid down his life while fighting terrorists in JNK, bestowed with the gallantry of Kirti Chakra. Lots of hard work, courage, and focus. Good spread of love and liveliness, little sprinkle of fun and laughter. Yes, that's the recipe for a happy and successful life. For me, to win this crown would be a living testimony to the fact tough times do not last, but tough people do. Till then, I continue to make my mark while I live a life less ordinary. Jai Hind.
IT, can you play the slide, please? Which I chose. Yes. This says it all. From army to beauty pageant. Shalini, as a young wife with a 2-year-old baby, sudden tragedy in the personal life, joining army, your life has been nothing less than a roller coaster ride. What were the challenges, hidden fears you had at that time? What is your success story? Can you share with us, please?
First of all, thanks a lot, Umaji and the entire Flow team for having me here and giving me so much of honor. It really means a lot, deeply humbled and honored for this felicitation and invite. Coming back to your question, see, challenges, I think when you are, for a woman being, the time I think you're conceived, it is a challenge for you. To be born also is a challenge, and then to live your life is also a challenge. So luckily I was born to parents who were very supportive, and they had no gender discrimination in their mind, and I was given an equal upbringing with my twin brother. But I think my life had a different turn of events, and something else was written. So it was not the way I planned. And sitting here today, when I speak, I say that a lot of things in life which we plan, they definitely don't go the way you want it. But it is very important that if things don't turn out the way you want it, you instead of giving up and losing hope, how suddenly and how smoothly you are able to carve your path from those challenges. So I think I have faced all those challenges. And when I lost my husband in 2001 in JNK, he was in army, and I lost him in a encounter with terrorists. I was left behind with a 2-year-old child, and I was a housewife and a student because I was doing my post graduation and taking care of my child. And I was, to tell you very honestly, I had no such ambition of being a career person or being part of the forces, because I was married, and I was married to an person in olive green, and life was very smooth, and I had never thought that I could encounter something like this. After losing my husband at the age of 23, the biggest challenge was to keep your existence and keep your identity alive. You won't believe that at that point of time, a lot of people, to show empathy and sympathy, care and concern, or whatever words we can add to all these terms, uh, even gave me the idea that I can finish myself with my husband, something which we had heard in medieval times, like sati pratha. So something like that was also put in my mind. And when you are weak, when you are fragile, when you have an upbringing where you are much cared and always taken care by the male member of the family, you definitely get bogged down with these ideas, and you believe in those things that yes, a woman's existence without a man and a woman existence on this planet is immaterial, is of no relevance if you don't have a man by your side or if your man is gone. So with those thoughts, I was also juggling, but then somewhere within a month of his demise, I don't know what triggered inside me. I'm still trying to find that trigger. What was the trigger that I said that I would like to join the army? Definitely, this thought was put into my mind by his course-mates and his seniors and colleagues. But since I was not aware that there is any such entry where I can join, so I initially thought that they are just mocking my the laws. They told me how it is very difficult to be part of the forces, to wear the olive greens, because you are not going to be invited. You have to clear the exam, you have to clear your SSB, you have to, if you clear your SSB, you have to clear the medicals. If you clear the medicals, you have to do the training. So it is a long path, but if you want to take that path, you can take that path. And I slept over it. I thought about it. It was very difficult for me to transform my life because I had never been any into, you can say I was never a person who was into any physical activity, kind of sports in school, college. And I was more of a homely person, happy to take care of home, happy to be with family members. So um I decided I'll choose this path because for me it was a dead end where I was sitting. I was already sitting in a darkest corner of my life where I couldn't see any light, any ray of hope. So why not walk this path? Why not try it? It is difficult. It was not just difficult. It is going to be very difficult. It can be impossible also for a person like me, but I still thought of giving it a try. And when I shared this idea with my family members, 80% of the people just rejected this idea. They were not sure. They just thought that maybe I've lost my mind because of the trauma. And they were just trying to tell me, we are there to take care. Why you want to just do all these things? But I decided that I'll do it with my 2-year-old son. I appeared for my SSB exam in less than 2 months of my husband's demise. I had very less preparation time, but whatever time I had, I dedicated myself because I had to transform from a complete homely girl. I had to transform. I was I was trying to opt for a career which was a male dominated organization, and which was completely not for females, for women who are weak, fragile, who are mentally or emotionally not strong. And I was emotionally, physically, and mentally very, very weak. And but once I reached SSB, I gave my best shot there. There was no looking back. It was again very difficult times because I had to take care of my son also. I have to give my exam also. And with all the effort and with all that, you can say the kind of mind I had made that I will give it a attempt. I never turned around and looked back. And I could clear the exam, clear the medical, and I reached academy. So once I reached academy, I was not aware the kind of training I will be put in through, because I thought maybe I've reached academy, so now I am an officer. Never, not even having the slightest of idea what we are going to be put through. And I was in Officers Training Academy, Chennai, in 2002, March 2002, which was like 6 months after my husband's demise. That was the shortest time any lady wife had taken this time to, after the husband's demise, to reach academy. So for me, it was very difficult because I was dealing with the loss of my husband, and then I had left my son behind with my parents. So for me, it was all the more devastating to completely stand there where few months back I had a family, a happy life, and suddenly I was where all alone, and uh, find a way to a completely unknown terrain. So the when the training started, it was like beyond my physical, mental, and emotional capacity and capability. It was I couldn't imagine what we have to go through, what we are being put what kind of training we are given. And many a times I felt, and I was given that extra ragra because I think that that extra this thing to take something out from my mind, that now you're no more an officer's wife, or now the lady, you are here to become an officer. So at times I used to feel that maybe they're not wanting me to become an officer, that is why I'm being put through this kind of a challenge. But I thank all my instructors, my coaches, my course mates who supported me at that point of time. They pushed me and they ensured that I do everything. And in that 6 months, I was a completely changed person. When I started my training, I was unsure, weak, and once I walked the that Antim Pag, which we called on the day of the commissioning, I think that was my, you can say it was my happiest day and my most saddest day, because after losing my husband, I had to take those steps, but I could live up to his name. I didn't let his name go waste, because he had done something which was a very brave act, and I was not able to relate to that brave act because maybe I was just too much surrounded by my own family thoughts. But once I wore the uniform and got commissioned, I understood what he has done. And so within less than 1 year of his demise, I became an officer with the Indian Army. And 20 days short of his demise, I donned the uniform. And then I received my husband has been awarded with the second highest gallantry award, Kirti Chakra, which I received in my uniform with the President APJ Abdul Kalam ji. And I think that is the greatest tribute I could have paid to my husband and the entire fraternity of Defense Forces, that we are, if we want to find a way, and we can find a way. And all the ladies who are listening to me, it is like we should not lose hope, and challenges are meant to shape us, to carve us into something which we may not know what we are. So I am really thankful to Defense Forces, Indian Army, for making me what I am today. I think without that training, I wouldn't have recognized my true potential. And that is all I want to say right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Captain Shalini. Your story reveals that with sincere attitude and positive steps, one can overcome the adversities and become successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now, may I invite Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi. Can I request the IT team to play the video, please?
I was very scared of water. I hadn't seen the sea at all. So I just took one boat on my own, and I thought that let me just see how it is. But soon after that, the boat capsized. The day actually I started sailing, I promised to myself that I will never count my miles.
A sailor is an artist whose medium is the wind.
I personally used to feel, what is it? It is craziness, yeah. But ocean sailing is peace.
You feel very, very small when you watch the vast expanse of the sea.
A big day for Indian Navy expedition.
6 gutsy women
To circumnavigate the globe, INS Tarini,
the all-woman crew, and 1.3 billion people behind them.
There's no network connectivity. WhatsApp, the one image that you send, if it goes across, it's like you've hit a lottery.
You don't know what is going to happen. Imagine there is a big wave, a 2-story or 3-story building coming from behind.
Tons and millions of tons of water will fall on top of you and you will be smashed.
Big monster storm sitting over Central Pacific.
It is the strongest hurricane ever recorded.
We expect just total devastation. This hurricane is so strong,
with winds that could reach an extraordinary 200 miles an hour.
The boat is a machine after all. Anything can go wrong. Someone can fall off the boat. You can't find the person. Within a few seconds, the person will disappear. Water will be 4 or 5 degrees centigrade. You may probably get hypothermia before drowning. You pick up the sailor, but he or she is dead by then.
The sea doesn't know your gender. It is not going to be merciful on you if you are female.
The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in war. So it's all about preparation.
There, you are all by yourself.
Teamwork is actually very important.
Team is my strength.
These are the ones who can do it.
Come back as a team, that's a win situation for us.
You can do that, and you did that. Vartika, the skipper of Tarini, the all-women crew of INSV Tarini, charted history by circumnavigating the globe in a 197-day expedition covering 22,000 nautical miles, facing choppy seas, burning sun, biting cold, and the freezing winds. Vartika, how did you get into Navy? Was it a planned career option? Did you always like the open seas from your childhood days? Can you explain your journey?
Thank you, Maji. And let me first start with a huge thanks to the FICCI Float team for having me here. And it's an absolute honor to be part of this session and be speaking amongst the other speakers that are there. Their stories are very inspiring. Talking about my own journey, I come from the hilly terrains of Uttarakhand. And it's been a long journey of over 10 years from where I started to where I am now. My parents are both educationists, and so my default, image back as a child was that of a very sincere and obedient kid. I was absolutely very, very studious back in school. I would find myself, sitting inside the corner of my house and, reading books, school books. But there was a little bit of an adventurous stint in me, and the credit to that goes to my father, probably, who would often take me around climbing in the hills of Uttarakhand. And from a very early age, I decided upon choosing a career that would keep me close to nature and the environment. And which is why soon after I finished my bachelor's in aerospace engineering, I decided to join the Navy because I sort of got hooked on to the idea of exploring the oceans. And 2 years later, after I joined the Indian Navy, the Navy came up with an opportunity of having an all-women crew to circumnavigate the globe. I jumped on the opportunity without a second thought. So that's how my journey has been so far.
That's fantastic. What was your training regime like, both physical and mental? Did you expect all that you faced at sea during the planning and preparation time?
We started preparing for this voyage about 3 years in advance before this commencement of the expedition, and learning about every single thing about the boat and ocean sailing, covering various aspects of sailing, such as navigation at sea, seamanship, weather prediction, survival techniques, and so on. But since the boat is fairly physically demanding, you must be aware that we sailed on a sailboat. It runs completely on wind power. And so there were times, these sails are 100 to 200 kgs of weight. And every single day we were required to, work around these heavy sails, apart from doing the other chores inside the boat. For example, cooking, cleaning the boat, maintaining the boat, and other activities that were needed. And also apart from the fact that we were all living together in a confined space for over 8 months. The major training per se, the physical and mental training primarily happened over the course of 3 years while we were sailing at sea. And this is how we trained physically as well as mentally for it. The more part of our time that we spent at sea, we realized that we started getting better and better at it.
IT, can you show the pictures, please? Nostalgia, right?
Yes. Basically, a typical circumnavigation of the globe requires a sailor to fulfill certain criteria. This was a Southern Ocean circumnavigation, and we had to round the globe. We needed to start and finish the journey at the same port, crossing all the three great capes, which is in the Southern Ocean, which is Cape Leuven in the south of Australia, Cape Horn, which is also known as the Everest of Oceans, in South America, and Cape of Good Hope in South Africa, before returning back to Goa. And the total distance that we were required to cover was close to the circumnavigation of Earth, which is close to the circumference of Earth, which is 21,600 nautical miles. So this is the criteria that is needed for it to qualify as a circumnavigation. And the Navy came up with the idea of fielding up a team of 6 women officers from the Navy, and training them for over 3 years before having them embarked on the voyage.
What are the lessons you learned about teamwork and conquering personal fears in steering towards a common goal and glory?
I think the biggest lesson that I have learned, sailing with a team of 6 over a period of 8 months, is to be able to, adapt to the varied moods of the surroundings. The seas can be unpredictable. There can be storms sometimes outside, and there can be calm seas sometimes. So you need to be very well prepared for all of it. Besides the fact that you are sailing along with a team and you need to keep the team together. So the biggest lesson for me was to adapt myself along with the rest of the team, be receptive to them. And the second big lesson for me was also to inculcate within us a collective drive and a determination to steer towards this common goal, leaving behind any sort of interpersonal conflict, which is very, very natural in scenarios like that. So these are the two biggest lessons that I have learned while sailing with the team.
Is the Indian Navy a good career option for women? What are the special strengths one needs to focus on to have a successful stint in Navy?
Absolutely. I think the Indian Navy is definitely a great option, a career option for women. You get to live a life which is far from ordinary. It gives you an opportunity to explore your own strengths and develop yourself as a better personality, a very refined and proud citizen of the country. And this is definitely a career option that certainly is worth taking. So I would definitely recommend all the other girls out there to apply and join for the Indian Navy. This is a very, very a good option to take on.
Girls there, are you listening? So, Vartika, your adventure and that video makes us speechless. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, setting goals is the first step for turning the invisible into visible. These 3 women have proved that. A big applause for all of them. Thank you so much. We salute them. Jai Hind. Over to you, Ritu, for vote of thanks.
Thank you, Uma. Let there be freedom in mind, body, and soul, faith in your words, and pride in your nature. Namaskar. It was truly overwhelming to hear you all today. What an inspirational session, ladies. On this note, Ritu Shah, Chairperson, Hyderabad 2020. Take this opportunity to thank our Vice President of India, Mr. M. Venkaiah Naidu Garu. Thank you, sir, for your time. Our guest of honor, thank you, Ujjwala ji, National President, FICCI Flow. Our extremely motivating speakers, Wing Commander Asha Vashist, Lieutenant Commander Vartika Joshi, Captain Shalini Singh. What may be a lifetime adventure for us is probably a daily routine for you ladies. A big salute and more power to you ladies. Thank you so much, our sponsors, our platinum sponsor, Green Co, our gold sponsor, Granules India, our branding partner, RGC. Thank you so much for support all our past students to Hyderabad. Thank you, our esteemed guests, without which nothing is possible. Thank you, IT team, for such a seamless event today. Last but not least, in 2021 for getting to this treat of a flawless event. Together, we with courage, capability, and compassion. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Vartika. I can see you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining us today.
We stand here today. We stand here today after 75 years solely and wholly because of men and women. It's because they chose to go out there and put their life on the line for us, for our country. On behalf of Chairperson Uma Chigurupati and her committee, I thank you all for being there. It's your support that keeps us going. All good things have to come to an end, and so does this event too. Have a peaceful, safe, and healthy weekend. Thank you, and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.